There he is.
There you go.
Always on time, never late. The one, the only, the pride of Ecuador. Take a picture.
There we go.
Could you get any cooler, you bastard?
I was just going to say the same thing. The goddamn Chito's always so cool.
Chito gotta win. That's what Chito needs to be.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Good, man. I'm great. Losing weight, but I'm feeling great. I'm in shape and can't wait for Abu Dhabi, man.
Abu Dhabi, 2 weeks yesterday. UFC Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov. Chito Vera once again stepping in there. Former champion Deiveson Figueiredo. Give me the lowdown, brother.
I mean, it's a great fight. It's a huge fight for the division. You know, I got a former champion that is undefeated in my weight class, and I cannot wait to put my hands on it and make it work.
What did you think when you got the call? Was that someone that was really interesting to you? Did you really want that one?
I mean, coming off a title fight, I was definitely looking for a fight that drive me towards the belt again, and fighting a former champion that beat another former champion in my weight class and beat someone that's been in the top 5 forever. So it was a great fight. The first call was for Henry Cejudo. I mean, of course, we accept the fight, but I think the height limit didn't approve, so they didn't let him ride the fight. So, I mean, and then Hunter called me like 5 minutes later and said, hey, is Deiveson interested? I said, like, fuck yeah, why not? Me and coach were happy about it. And, I mean, coming off a fight like the one I just had in March, I mean, we did adjustments and we're ready for this one.
Well, let's talk about that, Chito. You brought it up there, the fight with O'Malley. We haven't spoken since then. I mean, geez, you almost finished the guy right at the end of the fight. And like always, you know what I'm going to say. You know what I mean? Just too late getting started. Does Parillo just want to grab you and shake you and slap you and say, Chito, what the hell's going on, man? You got to get to work quicker.
Yeah, I feel that for this one last fight, I started pretty good in the first one. I mean, I was pushing forward. There was 2 moments in the fight that definitely slowed me down. The first one was the knee. I took it great. I wasn't like super dizzy. I wasn't like my legs didn't left me, but definitely that shaped that round for him. And then on the 5th, when I feel I was getting rhythm again, and I was like about to find my shots, I got cracked with a perfect shot to the eye. Like, I mean, not illegal at all. It wasn't a finger or a thumb. It was a perfect place, right hand. And I mean, that makes me respect you more, Mike, because I went fully blind, and not just blind. I was like seeing 2 of him. So I had to close my eye in order to see exactly where he was. But the natural reaction of my body was to open the eye, and I was just, I mean, when that happened, I just went, fuck it, I'm gonna fight my ass off even more and get out of my shield. And I mean, I landed a good body shot at the end, but I mean, I just feel like I can say whatever I want, but I just took it as a lesson and an experience. And what we have been doing lately is like we actually hit the meat before sparring. Instead of like just like shaking and moving, we actually like getting a proper sweat. So I feel it's been very beneficial. So there's only one way to figure it out, and that's fight night. Once they step in the cage next in less than 2 weeks, then we'll see if what we did work. I mean, I can tell you everything we did, but we have to do it. So I'm prepared, and deep down in my heart, I still want to become a world champion. I'm still like, you know, like I really have the desire to hold the belt. So I will get in there and just do my thing.
Chito, there's not too many people that will understand what I'm about to ask you about, but and of course you want to move forward and put the title fight behind you and move forward, get a win, and just keep on climbing. But there's like that moment after you fight your way through the division and the ups and the downs and the trials and the tribulations and how hard it is to find yourself in a title fight. And then you think you do everything right. You got the answers. You go in there, and as you're walking to the octagon, you're 100% sure that you're walking out of it with that title. and then you don't. And then you have to, like, everyone thinks that the story stops there. Like, okay, well, he lost and that's it. But you got to go back to the hotel, and then you got to get your phone, and you got to read the messages from the people that are telling you that they're sorry. And then and then when you get on the plane, and then you get to your house, like, then you see your family, like, those are those dark, heavy moments. Where was your head at then? Were you grateful for the opportunity and proud of yourself regardless of the result, or were you just angry, or what did that look like?
I mean, the first few weeks I was just kind of like trying just to like keep myself, still happy and motivated, because at the end of the day, life goes on. I mean, yes, I want to give my life to be a world champion, sure, but it's just, I mean, my biggest thing was try to wrap the belt around my daughter's ways, and just be like, and just tell my other two kids, my wife, we did it. I'm a world champion. And my little baby, she's the one that always, when she see a belt or something, she's like, when you gonna get the goal? And I'm just like, I will get it. I will get it. I'm gonna figure it out, and I'm gonna like make sure to win that fight. So it's my spirit is still good. I would say I went through a lot. I mean, the day before the title fight, the cops called me Saturday morning, your house has been broken in. I mean, that's not an excuse. That's definitely something that happened. I mean,
it's real life.
I can fake losing $250,000 in the stuff that I have in the safe and shit like that. But when they called me, I was like, well, I guess I gotta make it back tonight or figure it out. But I think that didn't hurt me, but at some level, gotta distract me, right? But we went downstairs, we did a shakeout. I felt great and I felt ready. Of course, when things don't go your way, you're trying to see the mistake. But for the few weeks after the fight, I was like, okay, I need to do things a little different. I can't be working too hard year round. I gotta like figure it out how to like work steady, but don't be in top shape 6 months before a fight. And this is the first time in my whole career that a full month off. I didn't went for crazy long distance running. I didn't start lifting crazy. I did some adjustments on the conditioning and get my feet more sparky, be more mobile, and I've been feeling great. We went back to spar like a month and a half later, and we started with some boxing with good pro boxers, and then we started doing some MMA rounds. And what I personally did, I was like, okay, I have great grappling, but I'm not the fighter that wanna take you down and hold you down. So for this time, we did a lot of grappling, so I can get back kind of like my roots. But I'm also wanted to like put all my numbers together instead of like just looking for power shots. I know I hit hard, and that sometimes make me stay on the mud and just kind of like block because I have a great defense. But then it's like, okay, I need to do something different. I didn't want the fight. I gotta do something different. So maybe in this fight you will see me throw more. You will see me more. Instead of like just looking for that big one, I'm gonna do a little more, and that's definitely up to me, because Bisping and I have the same coach, and he is, in my opinion, really one of the best ever to do it, and I just gotta like do it a little more. And again, fight night, if we figure it out.
Well, the main thing is, Chito, you just hit the nail on the head. It hasn't left your heart. You know what I'm saying? You still want to do this, and you learn from every camp. You learn from every fight. You learn from the losses. You learn from the wins. You're only 31 years old. And I was giving Anthony a kind of a similar talk recently. This is just the journey. This is the path. Some people have other ways. Some people come in, they take over the sport, and they become the man. And other people, not everyone, but if you can keep going, if you can not give up on yourself and keep trying and keep willing to make the sacrifices and make the changes and put the work in and be honest with yourself, you can still get there. And when you do get there, because I know you're going to do that, I know you're going to put the work in. I know you've got Jason Parillo and a great team of people. And I know you've got the heart and the work ethic and the drive and the determination. When you get there, man, it's going to make it so much sweeter, so much nicer. And people are going to be like, fucking, he did it.
I believe that. I believe that, and those are great, wise words, because I really believe that I'm gonna get it. I just gotta keep walking through this path and keep chasing it, because at the end of the day, there's work to be done, but also not holding into anything. I let go whatever that happened, and I was like, okay, let's do it again. Let's rebuild, get up, and keep walking forward.
I love that that you took a little bit of time off, changing the way you've been doing things in terms of being ready 6 months out from a fight. Was that your idea, or was that Jason's, more kind of like you got to back off the gas a little bit so you're not so overtrained?
Always tell me to kind of like chill a little bit, but I just keep moving. I just keep doing something. But this time I'm gonna really take some time off. I'm gonna really get a break and see how this feels on me. And it felt great. I was like,
was it
wow.
nice?
It was like, I was like, because I wasn't like, it wasn't like I stopped training and went drinking, and I just chill. I just relax. I sit down in the couch for a few days, and I was like, okay, instead of like going for a crazy run, I would walk my dog for a few miles, and I was like, oh wow, my body feels. I never felt like this in my life. I'm always just tired, but since I can push, I just kept going. But it's experience. You gotta learn, and life teaches you lessons, and some people don't want to learn. But I'm very open, and I was like, okay, now is the time to like really do an adjustment and let go for a little bit.
In the words of the great Jason Parillo, it takes confidence to take a day off or to take a month off, and to know that I don't need to push it to the max 24/7, 365. You know what I'm saying? Because being overtrained is worse than being undertrained. At least if you're undertrained, you're still explosive, you're still powerful, you're still hungry, So anyway, best of luck with the fight. Chito, you're looking stylish, brother, right? What is the sweater? Because I was looking at it, I thought, is that a Blackburn Rovers? That's a football team near my house. Is that a Blackburn Rovers top? Because they have the rose and the little logo on the shoulder looks like it, but there's no way you're wearing a Blackburn Rovers top.
It's my friend from New York, Teddy Santis brand. It's called Amy Leondor, and they make sick stuff. And it could be definitely inspired on a team, but it's just a brand from New York that I love.
Does he like sending free shit out to podcast people?
Yeah,
because we will rep it on the show.
We'll wear it. I'll wear it.
I'm gonna send a text.
Passion, drive, and patience. The formula for winning championships is also what keeps your ride or die alive. eBay Motors has everything you need to maintain your vehicle and level it up to peak performance. Superchargers, roof racks, exhaust kits, LED headlights, and more. Whether you're into speed, power, or style, eBay Motors has you covered. With over 122 million parts for your number one ride or die, you'll always find exactly what you're looking for. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, your part is guaranteed to fit your ride every time or your money back. Because with eBay Motors, you're burning rubber, not cash. With all the parts you need at the prices you want, it's easy to make your car the MVP and bring home huge wins. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. Can we see under the bucket hat? What are we rocking hairstyle-wise? Because you are a master of switching up the hair. Look at this guy.
It's long.
Look at that lettuce.
You look like, what's his name? Che Guevara?
We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I might shave it. I might keep it. I'm just going with the flow.
Hey,
braids. Go on. Sorry, Anthony.
No, you're fine.
If I don't shave it, I'm gonna braid it. I have to braid it. It's too long.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to talk about it. Did they find the people that broke in your house?
No, man. There's a video. There's a suspect. There's this random chick that hit up my wife and said, like, hey, I know exactly who that is. That's my ex-boyfriend. He's a psycho. He just came out of jail. I gave all that info to the detective, and the guy said, "Yeah, no, that's not him." And I was like, "Did you actually check?" I feel like breaking in these days is you can just get away with it, and I was like, "Well."
You think it's because they knew you were away for the fight?
I mean, the whole world knows what I am, but the fact that he didn't touch my wife's stuff, he didn't touch my guns. He went straight for the one little safe and left. It was 10 minutes. It's almost like he knew exactly what he wanted because
like he knew exactly what was in there.
Because he could took my wife's stuff and sell it even easier than watches because watches got a serial number, and all my stuff is I got it from retail from the actual store. So it's like you can just grab a watch like that and take it for service. It's gonna get a red light. So I mean, maybe one day they come back, maybe not. But if they came back and I'm home, I'm gonna shot them until I'm out
yeah, dude, I can only imagine because
that happened to Cyril
like,
Gahn too when he was main event in Paris. Someone robbed his house too,
and it's happening to a lot of people. One of my neighbors, they got robbed. A good friend of mine, he went out to Hawaii, got a phone call that night. It was Chilean gangs. I'm an immigrant here. You're an immigrant here. But there's a lot of illegal immigrants coming over the border, and I'm not talking shit about them, but there's a lot of break-ins and desperate people, and the crime's gone through the goddamn roof around here.
The guy that came to my house wasn't related to this guy. He was like one guy. He was in mid-40s. I mean, it was a white guy. He was a local from Costa Mesa, Newport. Like that guy is around. Like,
that's crazy.
So what do we do, Cheetos? You're walking down the street. You're on Newport Boulevard. You're walking past like one of Jason's many local spots. Okay, you see this guy. You recognize him from the CCTV. How does that play out?
It's a wrap. It's over. I mean, the guy's dead. I mean, I'm not even.
Would you recognize him if you saw him?
Yeah.
He's I've been watching that video. He's probably around. That's what's crazy. Like you're gonna see him at some point.
No, the guy's around, and I mean, and the most person, like he's not gonna be able to sell those watches for good because the stolen watches you have to sell them for like 5,000, which is dude. I'd rather give me everything back and I give you 10 grand right now. Like he won't be able to sell. Like I had a Patek that is discontinued. That watch probably high in price now. Few Rolexes, my wife Cartier, few little chains that I got gifted. I don't really wear chains, but I mean it just add up, and most of those watches on the gray market cost double the money. So and he's not gonna be able to sell that for more than 10 grand.
Well, maybe he's
come a long way.
Maybe he's watching this show.
Patek Philippe's, multiple Rolexes. I mean, come on, look at this guy. Sorry, Anthony, you had a real question.
No, I said maybe he's watching the show and he'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna go back to Chito's house. I'm gonna give him his shit back. Maybe he'll give me 10 grand.
I will give him 10 grand if he bring me all
10 grand and an ass beating.
I would put him on the knee.
When I was commentating the Contender years ago, somebody came to my house. My daughter had a party, and a few other people got invited. And this little shit, when my daughter fell asleep, went through all the house, ransacked everywhere, and stole everything he could find. And I called my daughter. I said, "Never mind being in trouble. We'll deal with that another time. But you can get me this guy's phone number. Get me his phone number." So I get his phone number. I get him on the phone. And rather than talk shit and threaten him, I said, "Look, listen, you're a young man. We've all made mistakes. I don't want to get the police involved. I don't want this to turn nasty. Just bring the shit back to my house, and I want to talk to you." And I was going to give him some advice and give him some fatherly advice or whatever, because I made mistakes when I was a kid. He goes, "Speak to my attorney." And his friend gets on the phone, and his friend's pretending to be an attorney on the phone and shit. And I'm like, I'm going to kill you. My daughter's friend somehow, well, not somehow, beat the shit out of him, filmed it on a phone, picked him up, slammed him on his head, gave him a real ass whooping, and texted it to me, right? And then 2 days later, all the shit turned up on the doorstep, So maybe
sometimes a good ass beating is what you need.
You gotta
100%.
You gotta make some calls, Chito.
Oh shit!
Oh, it's the Abu Dhabi takeover.
Oh,
What's up, boys?
Oh,
I got a bone to pick with Kiesa in a minute.
Oh, here we go.
Yes,
I can only imagine what it is, Anthony.
or you're in
Chito,
a cave.
before we let you go,
Me?
Chito.
I'm in my house. This is my
I love
humble
that.
abode.
That looks so
Come on
sick.
out, dude. I just built, they just got the building up. I got a big shop out back with the 800 square foot loft, bathroom, kitchen, you name it. You come on out, dude.
That's sick, bro.
What
That
about
looks
me and
amazing
Mike?
out there.
What about me and
Well,
Mike?
you got a bone to pick with me first, Anthony and Bisping. I didn't take you to be the country type, but hey, anytime you guys want to come out, come through.
Yeah,
He's
Bisping
North
is too fancy
Carolina.
for that shit. He gets a little dirt on his shoes and he might fucking lose it.
Hey, Marlon, before we let you go, and thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Number
Thank
one,
you,
where
man.
are you right now? I know it's a green screen. You're in LA. You're a big shot. What are you doing?
It's my friend's shop. Check this out.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Wow. That's
Yeah,
incredible.
It's called
Sweet.
405 Motoring. He makes everything here. But look those cars, bro.
Look at that.
So this is why Marlon doesn't call me anymore. You know, he's got his friends in fashion designers in New York.
You're full of shit.
He's got the cars.
On record, Michael Bisping is full of shit. Never comes to visit the gym. Never comes to friends anymore. It's almost like you lose a friend at this point, but it's okay. I'm still
I'm trying to pay for these little shit children. You know what I mean? They're all going through bloody college and stuff. I just found out the bills. Oh my God. I'm going to have to come back and fight Jake Paul at this rate. Marlon, last question before we let you go, Chito. Deiveson Figueiredo, give me a prediction real quick. How does this fight end? How does it go down? What is the official prediction?
I'm gonna destroy him.
I love that. That is so
Elaborate.
scary.
That's all it takes. That's all you need. Yeah.
I'm gonna put him out. Yes, sir.
Chito, I wish you nothing but the best. And by the way, the new gym, I am going to come down. I'm just on the road all the time. I am, mate, I mean it. When I text you, I even spoke to Lucas. I said, Lucas, we're going to go down and train at Marlon Chito Vera's gym because he's training now. He's 14. He's like 6'1". I was going to bring him down. I'm just always on the road, man. I'm hardly ever home. I'm not going to be in Abu Dhabi. I wish you nothing but the best, Marlon. All the best with everything. Say hi to Jason for me. I'll talk to you soon.
I will, my man.
Can I say one thing before we lose Chito? Can I say one thing? Chito, we've seen so many different looks from you over the years. The bleached, skin fade, the long hair, the mustache, the beard. Can I make a request?
Yes, sir.
Will you cut a mullet someday? Just one day, before you cut all your long hair off, will you cut a nice, proper mullet and just leave it for like a day or two?
I got you. Once you decide to cut it, I go full mullet.
There we
I
go.
tell you
love
what,
it.
if anyone can make a mullet look good, it's you.
Absolutely. I agree.
I got you. When I decide to cut it, I'm gonna get a nasty mullet.
My man.
Nasty.
I love
All
it.
right. Get out of it, Chito. Thanks for your time, buddy.
I'll see you in Abu Dhabi, Chito.